Hello, this is the coffee group composed of Elizabeth Barron, Emma Houts, Caitlin Slack, Alicia Tauber, and Eli Grabowski. My name is Caitlin, and we will be discussing what is coffee. Coffee is a brewed drink from the coffee bean, a flowering plant, and comes from the Coffea genus. There are many subtypes of coffee, such as Coffea arabica, the Arabian coffee. This coffee strain is believed to be the first ever strain to be cultivated. It was also believed that the coffee plant was discovered based on Ethiopian legend, in which a farmer noticed his goats becoming super energetic after eating a certain plant, coffee. The former is more likely to be accurate. Coffee contains caffeine. Caffeine is loved by many for its stimulating effects. It essentially wakes you up and is used all throughout the world. Coffee can also be dark, bitter, and slightly acidic in taste, which is why so many people love to put their cream and sugar in there. More on the Coffea genus. The Coffea genus is part of a subkingdom of angiosperms, in which the seeds of the plant are covered and protected. Coffee is found mostly in Africa, but common in the more tropical areas of the world. There are many different ways of preparing coffee. There is a French press machine that is pictured, in which the beans are pushed down by utilizing the knob at the top, getting the most out of the coffee. Also, using an espresso machine is a common way of preparing coffee. Basically, you are fastly preparing the coffee. Water rapidly shoots into the coffee grounds and pours out the coffee at a rapid pace. When you look at the final result, your shot should be almost a golden brown. When it comes to plant anatomy, it becomes very interesting relating to the coffee plant. Most people just think of the bean, but the coffee that we love is actually derived from a flowering plant. The coffee plant is a flowering plant that grows fruit from the tree and can grow to be over 30 feet high. It takes about a year after the first flowering for the plant to mature. Characteristic to the plant is that the leaves are oval, dark green, and glossy. They also grow opposite of each other. Carolus Linnaeus was a Swedish botanist that described Coffea arabica in his Species Plantarium in 1753. Coffea arabica dominates the coffee industry at about 60% of all coffee strains. As previously mentioned, Coffea arabica was discovered in Arabia and was actually one of the first, if not the first, strain to be discovered. Also to note, in the book that we read, Canephora was also an important coffee species. So, much like human skin anatomy, the coffee bean is made up of many layers, starting with exo, then meso, and then the endo layer. First, the outer layer is called the exocarp, followed by the inner layer called the mesocarp, which is essentially a thin layer of pulp. The exocarp is thought to be like a peel, the outermost layer. Between the mesocarp and the endocarp, the inner layer, is called a layer, the parenchyma. The endocarp is paper-like envelope and is known as the parchment. The last, innermost layer is called the spermoderm and is located inside the endocarp and is the seed skin, engulfing two beans. This layer is also known as the silver skin. This layer is especially hard to peel from the beans as they are made up of sclerenchyma cells. The coffee bean is composed of amino acids, carbohydrates, fibers, minerals, antioxidants, pectin, and caffeine as well. One last interesting note is that the pea berry is a natural mutation that occurs in about 5% of the coffee, in which there is only one bean inside of the cherry instead of two. Some people debate on if this mutation causes a sweeter taste, but it is not clear.